Well, g'day curd nerds and welcome to the Kefalotyri taste test. So as you probably know from the making video, Kefalotyri is a Greek cheese, Greek style cheese. It is used mainly in a dish called saganaki, or saganaki, however you want to pronounce it. And that's what we're going to do today after we have a little bit of a taste. I'm going to pop into the kitchen, and I'm going to fry up some saganaki, and we'll see how we go from there. Anyway, I'm going to open it up. Now you can see that the surface of the cheese is fairly cracked. There's no damage to it. The top and the bottom have some surface cracks in them, but no bad bacteria got in. And the reason that was because in the latter part of the maturation for this cheese, you basically make sure that the temperature has been dropped down to 9 degrees Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but 9 degrees Celsius. And this stops the mold from growing on the cheese. One of the things that we found early on one of the updates videos was that this did grow mold profusely all over the surface. Now, I hadn't touched it for a week. I was doing its final turn about a week ago, and I found that there was no mold on it whatsoever. So the use of the salt water and the vinegar spray worked wonders and kept the mold off of this cheese. Now, it does smell delightful. There's a nice full aroma to it. There's no off smells to it, so let's cut into it and just have a look what it looks like. So it feels fairly soft to cut, but it is a fairly hard cheese. So there's a little bit of eye development there, you can see, just minor, and the centre, it's not smooth, it's not runny, it's fairly solid. Now the crack is trying to make it fall apart, so let me just try and cut that properly. Maybe I should have used my cutting board, but I'm using a fairly sharp knife here. So, yeah, it does it's trying to fall apart. There's no infection due to the cracks or anything like that, which is really good. I was impressed that it didn't catch anything, like the common cold. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a couple of slices off of this, decent chunks, and I'm going to, I think, put them in flour and a little bit of egg wash, and we'll fry them in the frying pan, and hopefully they won't melt too much, but I'll only cook it for a few seconds in olive oil, and then we'll see what it tastes like. I'll do a little quick taste test here. Just move most of this stuff out the way. Let's get a little bit of it. Just pull that off the knife. It's crumbly, but it's really soft in the middle. It's supposed to harden up. Oh, goodness me, that tastes. Oh, it's got a sharpness that's amazing. Really sharp. But with it's got a smoothness of, say, how would I describe it? The centre tastes like brick cheese, but not the same runny consistency. And the outside tastes a little bit like a sharp parmesan. So that's how I describe it. I'll get some pictures, some close-ups in a sec. But, suffice it to say, it tastes amazing. Amazing cheese. Anyway, so let's get some of this in the frying pan and see what happens to it, shall we?
So as you can see there, I've got some plain flour, and I've got an egg from one of my chickens, and I'm putting in about a tablespoon of milk and just giving that a little bit of a beat there, and that's going to be our egg wash. So I put a little bit of olive oil in a frying pan, and that's on the heat now. So I'm going to take a slice of Kefalotyri and I put it into the egg wash, and then put it into the flour, and then put it into the sizzling frying pan. Now, if all things being equal, and this cheese was like Kefalotyri, then the following wouldn't happen. As you can see there, the cheese is starting to melt, and this is not quite what's supposed to happen. So I think there's a bit of a disaster going on here, and I'm not sure what to do with it. So I put it onto a higher heat, thinking, oh, that might fix it. But as you can see, all the fat from the cheese is coming out and going everywhere. So what I decided to do was go and get some bread. And because bread fixes everything, doesn't it? So what I've got is I put the cheese onto a slice of bread, got as much of the cheesy bits out as I could, went and got a second slice of bread, and put it into the frying pan again. So I'm making a grilled cheese sandwich. As you can see, I've cooked one side there, very nice. It's browned well with all the yummy cheesy goodness and the fat that's come out of the cheese. And the other side, nice and golden brown. That's how you make a perfect grilled cheese sandwich, not saganaki. Anyway, so let's cut into this delightful little sandwich. Nice and crusty on the outside. I just wish it had been saganaki. Anyway, beggars can't be choosers. And that looks lovely. The cheese is all melted in the middle, as we've already seen.
So what does my grilled cheese sandwich not so saganaki taste like? Well, the cheese itself was, now I think about it, was reminiscent of raclette. It actually did smell quite raclette-y, if that's a word. Anyway, so let's see if I manage to clutch success from the jaws of failure. Let's have a look. That is going straight to the pool room. Bloody delicious. Best grilled cheese sandwich ever. Anyway, I could munch on that all day, but I would consider that a success of sorts. So it didn't melt properly like it was supposed to. It actually melted too well in the frying pan, and therefore I couldn't show you authentic saganaki. I apologise profusely. However, it did make an amazing grilled cheese sandwich, so let's just go with that, shall we? So if you want to see how I made Kefalotyri, then check out the video just over there. Don't forget that you can buy kit supplies and equipment from littlegreenworkshops.com.au, and we ship all over the world. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so and hit the little bell for notifications. Well, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and we'll see you next time.